Up here in the options bar, you can also control the opacity and the flow of paint out of your brush. You can use the little drop-down slider. You can put your cursor right on the word opacity and it becomes a scrubby slider that you can move to the left or the right. You can also use your number keys to control the opacity of paint coming out of your brush. If I press the number 1, the opacity will be 10%, 2 for 20%, 3 for 30%, and so forth on up to 0, which would be 100% opacity. If you want something exactly between the two 10s, you just quickly press those two keys. For example, 8-5 for 85%, 3-4 for 34%, 5-6 for 56%. I'm going to paint a line at 100% opacity and then another at 90% opacity. I'll press 8 for 80%, 7 for 70%. Now let's press 2 for 20%. Although flow is similar to opacity, it's a little bit different. It's like how much paint is actually in your brush when you put it on the paper. To change the flow when you're in a brush tool, you hold the Shift key down as you press the numbers, 8 for 80%. All this time I'm just holding the Shift key down as I press the numbers to change the flow. I'm going to turn the opacity back up to 100%. Depending on the flow and the opacity that I give my brush, it comes out at different rates. So why does my brush stroke look bumpy like that? In the window menu, you have two brush panels. The first one is called Brush Settings. As I paint, my brush looks just a little bit bumpy. That's because the brush spacing is set to 25% in this panel. Let me set the spacing even higher and show you what that does. If you set the spacing to 0, your brush will be a little bit slower, but you'll get a much smoother line. This panel has so many settings that we'll go over later on in the course. The other one is your brushes panel, which is much the same as the brushes panel in the options bar.